in, friends and neighbors, or shall I say this afternoon.
Welcome back to the Pittsburgh Pirates franchise. I'm your host, longtime listener. Be sure to drop a like, hit that subscribe button, and comment below. We are at PNC Park here as the Pirates will be taking on the A's in this one, as it's going to be Evan Milton going to the hill to try and avoid a sweep in the series against one of the worst teams in all of baseball. And he is the man for the job. So far this year, 15 starts. He is 10-2. An ERA just north of 2, a whip just south of 1, and we are ready for action here in Pittsburgh as it's going to be Tyler Wade standing in. Tyler Wade late on that fastball. The count quickly 0-2, and he goes upstairs and got him swinging on a 95-mile-an-hour fastball, and that is a 3-pitch strikeout to start the ballgame. Great start for Evan Milton. So now it's Jace Peterson with one away. He's swinging on the first pitch, lifts a lazy fly into left. Connor Joe has that one, and that's 2 down. Milton misses high with the fastball, and the count to Aguilar now full at 3-2, and the 3-2 pitch got him swinging on the curve down and away. That's a great start for Milton as he sets him down in order, picks up a couple of strikeouts. When we go to the bottom of the first, the Pirates will have a chance to get on top. We'll get a look at the numbers for Kyle Muller. The lefty is just 1-7 on the year. Across 12 starts, his whip is 1.76. Just a ton of issues with walks, as he's got 40 of them through just 56 1/3. So he's going to have that under control today. And it's going to be Ke'Bryan Hayes still struggling with the bat, hitting just .234 and no home runs through 222 at-bats so far this season. Muller gets the call on the strike at the top of the zone, and the count now 3-1 to Reynolds. That pitch missing inside, ball 4, and it's a walk with 2 away here. As we talked about it earlier, Muller going to struggle with command at times, and he puts a runner on here with 2 away as Evan Milton steps in, hitting .335 this season. Watches a fastball way off the plate away. Not tempting there. Reynolds has pretty good speed, but with 2 down, would not expect to see him going on a lefty with a pretty quick move to the plate. That one also misses outside. Now it's 2-0. You see there, Evan Milton, his OPS is second best in the National League at this point in the season. Now the 2-0 pitch, way high, and that's now 3 in a row outside of the zone. So he just walked Reynolds on 5 pitches, and now he falls behind 3-0 before throwing a fastball right down the middle. Count moves to 3-1. So Milton probably sitting on a fastball here. And he pulls the string on a changeup and had him swing over it for strike 2. So the count full, 2 down. Reynolds will be off on the pitch. And that ball is hit towards the left center field gap. It has a chance, but it is caught on the run for the final out of the inning. And that'll strand the runner. We're scoreless after 1. So Brown hitting just .146 so far this season. Obviously not the kind of numbers you want out of your 4-hitter. And he hits a soft grounder there. Santana has it, steps on the bag, and that's 1 away. It's a good take there, and the count now now the count full. The 3-2 pitch from Milton is grounded up the middle. Castro has a long run, cuts it off, gets to it, and nice play there to get the second out of the inning. That is 2 really good takes in a row by Kemp to draw the count even at 2 apiece, but that time he couldn't hold up. Went around, and he's down on strikes to end the inning. So we'll go to the bottom of the second. It'll be 5, 6, 7 due up for the Pirates, as we are still scoreless here in Pittsburgh. Didn't tempt him with the fastball there. That misses low, and the count now 2-2 to McCutchen. And a swing and a miss as he was out in front of a changeup there, and he's down on strikes, and that's the first out. Castro hitting just .245 with 2 home runs so far this year and a platoon roll at second base. That ball hit pretty well into right field, but it's not going to get down as Capel has it, and that's the final out of the inning. Good take there, and the count moves to 2 apiece to Laureano. Defensive specialist, not really known for his bat these days. McCutchen a long run, but he gets there and grabs that one in foul territory for the first out. Langolier's obviously struggling with the bat this year, hitting just 158. And that's got to open the door for Tyler Soderstrom to perhaps get the call at some point this season, as he flies that one to McCutcheon as well, and that's 2 down now. 2 quick strikes to Clark. He's down 0-2, and the windup and the pitch from Milton is a fastball at the belt. Got him looking. Another solid inning for Milton as he has set down 9 in a row to start the ball game. And we head to the bottom of the third, still scoreless in this one. So Mark Mathias has the average up at 375 since being called up for the injured O'Neal Cruz, and he is going to continue his hot streak as that ball's headed to the gap, and he's going to have extra bases to start the inning here in the third. The Pirates will have a runner in scoring position as Mark Mathias has just been outstanding since filling in for O'Neal Cruz at shortstop. Jason DeLay with nobody out here, quickly down 0-2. He is struggling with the bat, hitting just 119 and goes down on strikes on just 3 pitches here. And you wonder if his days at the major league levels are numbered, as that's now the first out, and Ke'Bryan Hayes will step in. Curve missed in the dirt, and the count now 3-2 as Muller's trying to strand that leadoff double. The windup and the pitch is hit hard. Diving try at third, knocks it down, recovers, throws across the diamond, but not in time to get Connor Joe as he just barely legs out the infield single to keep the inning alive. And that'll be runners on the corners with 2 away as Brian Reynolds will stand in here. Nice try there at third, but just barely late getting that throw across the diamond as you see Connor Joe hustling out of the box and able to beat it out. And Muller hung a slider there, but Reynolds let him get away with it. He takes it for strike 1, and the count now 1 apiece. That ball hit hard, and that's going to get through into left field. So a 2-out rally continues here for the Pirates as the couple of singles there will get that run home, and now they lead 1-0 on the RBI single from Reynolds. And that'll bring Evan Milton to the plate. He hit the ball pretty well in his first at bat, but is 0 for 1. And watches that one outside. Where did he fly out in the first inning? Can't remember. Center. All right, so 0-1, missed with a changeup. Now misses with a curve. I'm going to take away a changeup low in case he tries to get cute. Now we're sitting fastball. Not even close. 3-0. I want a fastball up or I'm not swinging. So the 3-0 from Muller. Well, it was up, but it was in, and I didn't get the guess correct, so we'll just let that one go. The count now 3-1. Big pitch here. He goes to the changeup. I was sitting on changeup down, so when it was up, I kind of read fastball, was just out in front. Hit it pretty well, but right at him. So the Pirates get 1 on the RBI single from Reynolds, and they lead as we have finished 3 innings here. It's 1-0. That's a pretty darn good curve from Evan Milton right there, but did not get the call, and the count moves to 3-2. That one is a very well-located fastball. Castro has to hurry, but a nice play there to retire Wade for the first out. That's 3 straight fastballs. He went outside with the first 2, then in, had him late, fouls it off to stay alive, and now he goes changeup down and away and just throws an absolute dime right there as he gets him looking, and that's 2 away, and now 11 straight retired to start the ball game for Evan Milton. Aguilar way early on that fastball up and in. Stays alive, though, as he fouls it off. It's 2-2, and now he rolls over a changeup that was away but up. Unable to do anything with it, and that's 12 straight retired by Evan Milton. We head to the bottom of the 4th, and it's 1-0 Pirates. So Muller gets the call on the inside corner, and the count moves to 3-2 to Santana. That one's going to miss outside for ball 4. So that's walk number 2 in the ball game for Muller. Hasn't been a huge issue so far. But that brings up Rodolfo Castro with 1 away. Boy, Mathias had one to hit there, but pulled it foul in the count 0-2. He doubled in his first plate appearance and hits this one to the left side. That's going to be cut off. They go to second to get Santana, and that will end the inning. as it's a walk that they strand, and we go to the 5th. It is still 1-0 Pirates. It's a pretty good take right there. Fastball just missing up and in. The count moves to 1-2. Swing and a miss, got him down on strikes. That's the first out of the inning, and now Milton just continues to roll here in this one. Just missing low with the 2-2 fastball there. That makes it a full count at 3-2. Capel slices one into left. Connor Joe has that one without any trouble, and that is 2 down. Kemp struck out in his first appearance, now behind 0-1. The pitch from Milton is dropped into right field, and the A's are going to have their first base runner of the ball game. Milton had set down the first 14 that he had faced, but now Tony Kemp on with 2 down. Laureano fouls off the 1-0 curve, and it's now 1 apiece. Kemp has respectable speed, but not a huge stolen base threat. He's not going. That ball lifted into center field. Reynolds had to go all the way back to the track to get it, but he's got it for the final out of the inning. That's 5 scoreless for Milton, as just one hit across that stretch, and it'll be 9-1-2 due up for the Pirates. Fastball in to even the count of 1-1 to Jason DeLay, looking to get it going offensively, as he has really struggled this year, and putting the Pirates in a spot where they might have to make a change if he can't get it going. And there's a start to the inning there, as he just flares one out into shallow right center that gets down. Not a great pitch to go after, but he goes up and gets it, and he's on to start the 5th. Now it's Connor Joe stepping in. He's 1 for 2 on the day. DeLay leads off of first, and the pitch to Connor Joe is grounded to short. This should be 2. 6, 4, 3, double play to end the inning, and we're going to the top of the 6th. It is still 1-0. Kyle Muller doing a great job keeping things close here, as the A's struggling to get anything going offensively. We'll see if they can get something brewing here in the 6th. Late on that one as well. Fouls it off, though, and the count stays 0-2 to Langoliers. Swing and a miss. He got him on strikes, and that's the first out, as the slider down and away, very well located to get him for the first out of the inning. So a fastball in there, pretty hittable, but he takes it for strike 1. Now the 0-1 from Milton. That one is hittable as well, as he gets it over the inner half and out over the, or about thigh high. A little bit more of the middle of the plate than he wanted, and Clark jumps on that one, takes it into center field for a 1-out single. You see, he wanted that pitch away, but it's on the inner half, and just really hittable there in the mid-90s, and Clark does a good job taking advantage. That's a great fastball there from Milton to get ahead now. It's 1-2, looking for either a strikeout or a ground ball. The pitch is lifted into right center field. McCutcheon should be able to get to that one, and he's under it. So 2 away now, as Clark staying put at first. He's got some speed. We'll see if the A's want to put him in motion now with 2 outs in the inning. So Milton checks on Clark there to try and keep him close. The 1-1 count to Peterson is a fastball hit pretty hard, and that is just over the leaping try of Castro. They're going to go station to station, as it's into right field for a 2-out single. Makes it first and second now, and it's going to be Aguilar stepping in here with a huge opportunity for the A's. The way Milton has been pitching, they might not get many opportunities like this one while he's out there. That ball hit hard. Castro fields it on the backhand. That was a rocket, but right at him, and he's able to get the out to end the threat. So we go to the bottom of the 6th. It's the heart of the order due up for the Pirates, as they still lead this thing 1-0 here in Pittsburgh. Good job by Acevedo to battle back here and get the count full. It's 3-2 to Brian Reynolds, and that one is ripped into right field. He tried to throw the slider and get it down and in, but he leaves it over the middle of the plate. Reynolds, nice piece of hitting there with 2 strikes, and he's got himself a leadoff single. That's going to bring Evan Milton to the plate. He's 0 for 2 so far in this one. As you see the numbers in June, he is hitting .450 so far in the month of June. Just outstanding numbers. Overall hitting .332 on the season, as he is definitely performing well for the Pirates. Now Acevedo features that fastball in the mid-90s along with a slider and a circle change. Starts him off with the changeup there, kind of a mistaken location, but Milton was taking, and it's 0-1. That ball is hit pretty well into deep right center field. It's a long run, but he gets there and makes the grab for the first out. So that's a tough break there for Milton as he hit that ball pretty well, just unable to find some grass, and that's one down now. Sawinski fouls off another one, so this will be the 8th pitch of the at-bat as Acevedo just struggling to put him away. And that one is hit well, but back up the middle, and that's going to be a 4-6-3 double play to end the inning. So the Pirates go to the pinch hitter, and it does not pay off. It was a tough at-bat by Sawinski, but he ultimately hits into the twin killing, and it's still 1-0 as we head to the 7th. Milton took 80 pitches to get through those first 6 innings, and just 2 to get the first out of this inning as Castro has that one, and Seth Brown is down on a 4-3 putout. Capel couldn't pull the trigger on that one. Kind of late to recognize the 2-seam that hits the corner, and the count draws even at 2-2. Milton kicks and fires. That one's in the dirt, but he goes around. DeLay has to send it down to first, but he does so, and that's going to be the second out. He's taken there on 3-1 because that was a pretty hittable pitch. It's in for strike 2, so the full count to Tony Kemp. And the 2-seam is taken up the middle, so he broke up the perfect game in his last at-bat, and this time another base hit as it's a 2-out knock to keep the inning alive here for the A's. It's a pretty good 0-2 pitch from Milton right there as he fouls it back, stays alive. And the next 0-2 pitch is in the dirt. DeLay has to send this one down to first. Santana has it. That's going to end the inning. Another strikeout for Milton as he has pitched 7 scoreless innings of work. Just 4 hits allowed. And the Pirates hold a 1-0 lead as it's Santana, Castro, and Mathias due up for Pittsburgh. All right, so the A's have gone to the bullpen to start the bottom of the 7th. And we went ahead and pinch hit with G-Man Choi before jumping into quick manage because I actually tried to do it as soon as I came into quick manage, and it immediately jacked up the stats. So that is a bug that they're going to have to figure out. But if you go into quick manage and the first thing you do is make a substitution, it throws the statistics into all kinds of chaos. So anyway, G-Man Choi will now pinch hit here, and he grounds out. And we're going to pinch hit with Marcano. Nothing there, and I'm going to let Mathias hit. He's been hot, and it didn't work out. Now I'm actually going to substitute Rodriguez
a defensive change for the Pirates.
As I probably want him hitting to start the next inning regardless of who's pitching. So let's see, we got righty, and then a bunch of lefties due up for the most part. We're going to start with Underwood here. Give him 3 hitters. Double, strikeout. And now we switch to Beeks. Come on. You gotta be kidding. Lone opportunity there. And we're going to get swept by the stinking we're going to get swept by the A's at home. This is quite remarkable, guys. So Zach Jackson is a guy that can struggle with walks. So let's see if we get some help from him here. There you go. Evan Milton ties it at 2. And now we're going into extras. They've got 3 righties due up. I'm going to immediately go to Bednar here and try and hold him. So they bring Ruiz in. He's got crazy speed. But it doesn't matter because they fly out 3 times in a row. And now Choi obviously doesn't have very good speed. So we kind of need to play this straight and try and get a hit. Oh, we get it, but they got to hold him.
That's ball 4. Your attention, please.
Come on, walk him.
Now pitching for the
Boom! Walk-off knock for Cal Mitchell, and the Pirates come back to win this one 3-2. So Milton gets a no decision, and he pitched really well in this one. 7 innings, 4 hits, 9 strikeouts, no walks, no runs. He was awesome. our team only gave up 6 hits, so the bullpen only gave up 2 hits, but unfortunately it was that 2-run homer that obviously hurt Jace Peterson. We struck out 11 guys, so pitching was pretty good. The offense, not so much, just 8 hits, 3 walks. Huge home run from Evan Milton. That's his 10th of the year. So he's been pretty darn solid on both sides of the equation. Underwood got a hold. Beeks gets a blown save. That is his 5th of the year. And Bednar gets a win. So I'll take it. It wasn't exactly the prettiest effort, but it's a W. And you got to win those close games. And that time we did. We've had some of those get away from us this year. We avoid the sweep. We get the day off here, and then we got the Mets at home. They're 2 games above 500, and the first game of the series is going to be Contreras against McGill. Now, if we look at the calendar, we've got another day off right there before our next start. So we can probably start Milton in one of these 2 games. Let's just look and see how his fatigue level is before we jump into this quick manage. Because we might just have him play this one. I think that's what we're going to do. He's pretty much full of energy. So I'll show you what we have to do to make this work. I've got to go into the lineups. And it'll be a righty. So I'm going to just go like this. And, no, switch positions. Milton will play center, Reynolds will DH, and that's how we get him into the lineup. Because now when I come in here, I can go player lock, boom. Yep. All right. So we're going to jump right back into the second game of this episode, and it'll be Reynolds batting 4th, playing center field. Who was the pitcher? McGill? Yep, Tyler McGill for the Mets is going. He's been pretty solid for them this year. And Roansy Contreras has been pitching pretty darn well for the Pirates lately. So hopefully he can keep it going. Because it'd be nice to see him turn into a solid second arm out of the starting rotation. So it's a beautiful day here in Pittsburgh. The sun is shining. Pirates getting ready to take on the Mets. Roansy Contreras, you see the numbers there, 7-5 on the year, a 1.27 whip, very solid, a 3.17 ERA, pretty respectable, and he's worked 88 innings and compiled a 7-5 record. So 2 outs here in the top of the first as Jeff McNeil stands in. He's got a 9-game hitting streak going. Let's actually, well, too late to take a step in. Let's see where this, that should be a can of corn. Milton is under that one and has it to end the inning. So the Pirates will come up with a chance to score first. Top of the order as we'll head to the bottom of the first. And there you see the numbers for Tyler McGill. A 1.1 whip is very good. He's not striking out a ton of hitters with just 49 through 71 innings, but a 2.28 ERA, just a 4-5 record, and this is his 7th start of the season. So he set him down in order apparently, and then Contreras gives up a leadoff single. Brett Beatty steps in here, hitting .319 on the year. Runner at first, 0-1 count. That ball is lifted into shallow center. Nice play to Capita Marcano. Gets it on the run over the shoulder, and that's the first out. So now it's Marcana. 2-2 count. Let's take a step this way. Oh my gosh, 1 step is what I wanted. And now, of course, he hits it the other direction. Long run, but we're going to get there. So that's the second out. All right, let's hold him scoreless and go hit. Yep, here we go. All right, so he is first in All-Star voting. No surprise there. Hitting .333 with 10 home runs. They probably have him in the system as a center fielder. or maybe a first baseman for his position. So we'll see about the positional voting. Tyler McGill, 96-mile-an-hour fastball, and then he's got curve or change, slider, curve, and cutter. So fastball. That's a pretty troublesome pitch mix, if you ask me. We're pretty much just sitting fastball and try and adjust if we can pick up movement on something off speed. I think with 2 strikes, maybe we take away the curve down. But, okay, here we go. Puts down a bunt! Oh! Just foul. Man, that would have been just pick it up and flip it back to the pitcher kind of stuff, because that was a really good distance as far as where he placed it relative to the catcher and the third baseman, and now he's going to fly out here. Kind of chased that one out of the zone, I think, a little bit there, so not my best plate appearance. Here we go, bases juiced, 2 down here in the third, and McGill already at 44 pitches. We got a chance to bust this thing open, but we need a 2-out knock. Let's have a good at-bat here. Make him throw you something that you can do some damage with. Don't help him. It's real easy to get anxious and kind of chase one, and you end up hitting a soft ground ball that you feel stupid for even swinging at in the first place. Now it's 2-0, and he's going to have to throw a strike here. So we're sitting on that fastball. Try and hit it into the right center field gap. So he goes changeup, up and in. I'm going to take away the changeup down here, and then sit on a fastball. Come on, get over his head. Dang it. That's all right. I mean, that's not that bad of a swing. Just barely missed it. And so now runner or nobody on, 1 away. Where did he hit it last? Oh, this is the one I think that Contreras ran out and caught. But that's a base hit. That's a bullet up the middle right there. So runner on and 1 away. Still smooth ball game here. Oh my goodness, they got 4. And now Velasquez in the game. Runner on third and 2 down here in the top of the 5th. Don't let him drop one in front of you. Make him earn it. Oh no, where are you going? Oh, whew. That was weird. It was like it was still registering that I wanted him to move in when even after the ball was hit. That was weird. But we make the catch. Let's get the offense going here. Here's another opportunity. We got first and second, 1 away. He's starting to get a little bit fatigued. Come on. Just freaking crush one. Nope. Good eye. So when we do this player lock, you know, it's essentially kind of, you know, road to the show mode, except you can do it in franchise. And, you know, my presentation style, at least as far as commentary, is going to be different when we do this, because it just kind of has to be. All right, so he drops a curve in for strike 1. It's 2-1. We're taking away curve down. Ooh. Look out. Send him and score at least 1. Okay, and then I think that's Hayes going to third. So now runners on the corners, 1 out, and with second base open, actually no, I'm not going to steal here because it's not a 1-run game, but I can't like skip to the next appearance, unfortunately, so we're going to just have to run the bases here. And I hate running the bases with less than 2 outs because the camera makes it hard to follow the ball and know where it is. And it's not like you can just like see what your base coach is telling you. You kind of have to move the camera yourself to be able to look at that. It's just kind of annoying. You know, if the game helps you with the first step or two once the ball is actually put in play, Like if it's a ground ball and they just, automatically get you going towards second, that's one thing. But I don't think they do that, or at least I haven't played enough Road to the Show this year's edition to know if they do that or not. Ooh, good take, man. He thought about that one. This is big here. If Sawinski can, hit a gap, or it's 3-2 with 1 out. This is a situation where they would probably put Milton in motion to try and stay out of the double play. So we're going. Even though it's a 3-run game, and that's against our rules, the situation kind of dictates it. All right, he walked him anyway. That loads the bases. And now we need a hit from G-Man Choi here. Did we get it? It looks like we did. So now I'm on third. So we went, he might have just walked him. It's hard to say. Surprising that they're leaving him in here. No! Throw it away. Damn it. So they get out of it with the inning-ending double play. But we cut the lead in half. It's 4-2. I got me an RBI single. If we can just keep it close. Oh, man. Pete Alonso with traffic on the bases. 2 strikes. I'm going to play him a little bit to pull here. Thinking it might be something off speed that he's out in front of. And it was off speed. I was going to try and throw it home, but I don't think we were going to get him. So just hold the runner to second. I think that's the right decision there. He was already pretty well around third by the time I had that ball. All right, we need an out here. We can't let them get those 2 right back. All right, we got that. We got that. Okay, so they got 1. We're down 3, heading to the bottom of the 6th. And now we're down 5 in the bottom of the 7th. Nobody on, 2 outs. This is getting away. So fastball at 91, curve at 78. Those are really the only 2 pitches we kind of need to be thinking about for the most part. The other ones I think I can just hit kind of by accident and hopefully just foul them off if that's what he throws. So we're going to take away curve down with 1 strike. We're looking fastball here. Outside. That's the ball. Okay. Good take. If he throws the curve down, I'm going to be all over it. Fastball. That's inside. Okay. That's a good read, because when you're thinking fastball and it starts like there, you have to really pick up that curve well. Ah! Late decision, and it gets down. Ha ha! I'll take it. 59-mile-an-hour exit velo. It's a line drive in the scorebook, though, and Quintana is like, gotta be kidding. So 5-run game, unless we get to a full count, we're not going, because there's just no reason to, especially with 2 outs. But that's something I wish they would fix, is in franchise mode, if you go player lock, you should still be able to skip to your next appearance. I don't understand why I can't do that. Like, am I just missing it somewhere? Not there. I don't think it's there. So, it's okay though. So I'm thinking that we might be, after this episode, 1, maybe 2 episodes from the draft. And man, I'm really hoping that we can manage to land a position player in the first round or 2 that is capable of producing at the major league level for a long time. It's looking a little iffy right now. And I might even have to think about taking like 2 guys toward the top of the draft. Like my first 2 picks, if I put those both towards position players, we increase our odds of getting, some contributors, and then we use the rest of the draft to get starting pitching, with the exception of maybe like the last pick. All right, so we lost. This was a tough one here. Let's see what the final was. 10-2. Just not a very good effort all around. 14 hits, 7 walks allowed, 6 strikeouts. We only end up with 9 hits. I had 2. Well, Milton had 2. 4 walks, 5 strikeouts, no home runs, just 1 extra base hit. Contreras, 7 hits and 4 walks over 4 innings. He's lucky it was just 4 earned runs, and then the bullpen just wasn't very good. So we dropped this one 10-2. The next game is going to be Mitch Keller. Who is he going to be facing? Let's get back to the main screen and look at that, and then we will quick manage. Ji-Hwan Bae is no longer injured. Let's go back and drop him back into the lineup against righties, and that's all we should need to do with him. So it's going to be Verlander against Mitch Keller. Verlander, 8-1, 2.9 ERA. He's been pretty sharp. So sit tight, and we'll show you the recap. Heck yeah, we get a 3-1 victory in this one. We fell behind 1-0. Scored in the third to tie it, and then it was all zeros until the bottom of the ninth when your man Evan Milton steps in and drops a 2-run walk-off dinger to end it. So the Pirates only get 7 hits, no walks, 7 strikeouts, but our pitching was outstanding in this one, and it got the job done. We only gave up 1 run, and it was unearned, so Mitch Keller was awesome. He battled through a 7th inning where a couple of guys got on base, but 7 innings, 6 hits, 4 walks, no earned runs, and 8 strikeouts. I'll take that from him. And then Chase DeYoung gave up a couple of hits in the 8th and had me sweating, but managed to, and they were both to start the inning. It was 1st and 3rd, and then he got a couple of strikeouts and a flyout. And then Jalen Beeks pitched a scoreless 9th. And then, like we said, Evan Milton with a walk-off 2-run shot. We have scouting assignments to set here. And so Kevin McClain does not look like, a superstar in the making. He's probably like a high C to low B potential. And, a low to mid 60s overall. So he's a guy that could be like a contributor, but he doesn't look like he's ever going to be a tremendous offensive weapon. But a guy that I wouldn't be terrified to take in the 2nd round, especially if I can get him in the late 2nd round. So let's look at what we've got here for international left fielders. Left field. So Justice, I think, he almost just has to be our number 1 pick. I'm not real crazy about him because he's probably like a mid-60s with B potential, but he's the best position player available, and I need to get somebody who can contribute within a year or so. He's going to have good speed. He's going to have pretty good pop. He's just going to have to make sure that he develops like vision and discipline and a little bit of contact to where he can be, basically a power-hitting corner outfielder. I'd be okay with that, especially if he only takes a year or so to develop. Then we've got Marcos Perez. He's got some potential here. So we'll keep scouting these international guys in case one of these become one of those 2nd round potential options, especially if I think I can get them late in the 2nd round, but it's not likely. That other dude I can almost surely get late in the 2nd. Who was it? Who was that guy? Anyway, it doesn't matter. So let's just go ahead and leave that one as is. Starting pitchers in the East. What do we have there? That's International. There's East. So he's only at 50%, 50%. Yeah, we're not going to get enough of the pitchers scouted to where I'll feel real happy about that whole situation. So that's kind of a bummer. But these guys at 50% scouted, I feel like that tells me enough about them to at least have some sort of idea. And we only have 3 weeks left. I'm going to also try and scout some other regions. Like, let's go. So that was Central. Let's just do Central. And just hope that we find some gems a little bit deeper down the board. So edit. Central. And we'll do that for a couple of days. Now, with this third scout, I don't really know what I want to do here. He's good at position players only. So let's just kind of look and see. Like Raul Cabrera might be worth trying to figure out what we've got. There's nobody else that looks like they're like top 15 to 20 caliber. Let's see. Cabrera got some pop, got some speed. He's 19. 94 for his max potential and 70 for the low. Whereas this guy, it's 75 to 99. And his overall numbers are also higher. He's 2 years older. But I think this is the guy that we put some stock into and just see what we get from him. So that's the plan with the scouting. And now it's Brubaker versus Scherzer in the last game of the series. It's the rubber match. And we'll see if JT can get her done. This one sort of got away from us in the middle innings here. We lose it 6-2. Brubaker wasn't his best. As a team, we end up with 9 hits, a walk, and struck out 6 times. Milton 0 for 3 with a walk and a strikeout. Reynolds hit a home run. That was nice. And Sawinski hit another one. And he continues to hit the ball well. But Brubaker, 5 innings, 6 hits, 2 walks. He struck out 8 and only 2 earned runs. So that really wasn't that bad. But then Oviedo comes in, gives up a couple of hits, and then a home run. And then a couple of walks and then a home run. Then he gives up some hits, and I end up pulling him, and by that time the game was out of reach. So we lose the series 6-2 or 2-1. Lose the game 6-2, and now we have another off day here, and now we've got the Cubs coming to town. So we're 4 games up in the division, and we're actually still 25 days away from the draft, so it's going to be a couple more episodes before we get to that. The last thing I want to do before we wrap things up is just real quick look at the current awards races, just to kind of have an idea of what we're looking at. So Trace Thompson would be the National League MVP, which is crazy, but okay. Cy Young would be yours truly. And just look at the strikeouts, 122 when Kershaw's 10-0 with a 1.58 ERA and has 69. So that's more strikeouts than I anticipated, to be quite honest. He's also third in the batting title race, with Harper hitting .351 with 15 bombs. Reliever of the year, Evan Phillips for the Dodgers. Rookie of the year, that's no surprise. Hank Aaron Award, we're in second on that one. In line for the Gold Glove. Ke'Bryan Hayes tied for the Gold Glove race, essentially. How is Segura ahead of him right there? Like, neither of them have any errors, and Hayes has way more of a sample size. But whatever. Reynolds in the mix for Gold Glove and center. Silver Slugger at DH would be Milton. Actually, no. He's second behind Thompson, but that will likely change. I don't think Thompson's going to keep that pace up. Will Smith looking at another one. Jeff McNeil. Man, Harper having a year. Look at Nelson Cruz. 285 with 11 dingers. That guy is just incredible. All right, so that's that. And then just last thing we'll look at is All-Star voting. Kershaw actually slightly ahead of Milton in starting pitching votes. So 3 guys with 10 wins already. That's kind of interesting. We don't have anybody on that list. We certainly shouldn't have anybody on that list because Will Bednar has been terrible. Ronzi Contreras not on, or what's the dude's name? Andy Rodriguez. He's having a respectable year, but he's not going to get All-Star votes without some pop. Yeah, we've got Milton at first base, and he's way in front in the voting there. That's just insane. So that's pretty cool, right? Then Albies, Machado, Bogarts. Sawinski is second. I might need to think about letting him hit against lefties more, but McCutchen and Connor Joe have done well enough to deserve the playing time. So it's unfortunate for Sawinski that he's just not going to get those reps, but it doesn't make sense for me given the performance we're getting from the other guys. Reynolds is second, even though he's been terrible. But nobody wants to win that job, apparently. Center field for the All-Star game. Completely up for grabs. And then Harper's got it in right. So that's going to do it for this episode. The next one we'll have Milton versus Stroman in Chicago. So if you haven't done so already, please be sure to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, comment below, and we will see y'all next time.
Good evening, friends and neighbors. Or shall I say this afternoon?